and welcome along and welcome to this first look at Spruce Mountain Farms. Continuing with our theme this week of looking at possible alternatives to Stone Valley. We're taking a look at this actually pretty fascinating American map. This is by Maps by Mako. It is a fictional USA map. And yeah, it's got some really interesting features to it that I want to have a look at. The first of which is this is where you spawn in, by the bins, at the road, by the flag. But you get started with the base game Lizard pickup, the 1986, a Brockman trailer, and a Mahindra Retriever on the back. So we're going to take this. We're going to take this up to the main farm and have a look around there. But this is actually a really nice place to start. Really interesting, and it kind of immediately feels like it's telling a story and setting you up on New Farmer. So let's jump into this, and we're going to head up the roadway, and it's a nice long, interesting driveway up to the main farm on this map. The fields are of decent sizes. There's some good variety to them. There's good pricing, and we'll have a look at the main map in a minute. I just want to give you a feel of how impressive this roadway is driving up to the end of it. It's really quite cool and really quite nice. I like it a lot. And yeah, it takes you into the main farmyard here. We'll park this up here because the vehicle we're going to be using for most of this first look is actually sitting in the shed up here. We've got the TLX 3500, which is my preferred American map first look vehicle. And yeah, we've got a really good yard. Again, built from many of the elements from Elm Creek. So we've got the main house, we've got the small shelter, we've got several barns, we've got the Una silos here. We've got the barn with the lower area, and I do like how these maps have been integrating the lower area from this barn on Elm Creek. It's just a really nice touch. You also start with a large meridian one with an auger going up and an auger to empty it, which is really cool. Then you've got lots of other sheds. So you've got your workshop shed, although unfortunately this one is not the workshop version of it. But it would be, yeah, it would be pretty cool if it was. We've got the standard fuel Bowser, or the standard fuel tank. Another, what are we? Yeah, Horriman shed. And yeah, it all fits rather nicely. I'm liking it a lot. We've got Meridian fertilizer storage, I think that is, and I think one of these is liquid fertilizer and the other is, it's actually one of these might be seeds as well. But yeah, so it's a really nicely laid out light yard. There's lots of character to it, and that long drive up to it is really, really nice. I'm liking this. This is a really nice main farm that's on here. So as promised, let's take a look at the map. And as I was saying before, this is a really, really interesting looking map. Lots of square fields on it. We've got several rectangular and square ones down the bottom. And then we've got some odd-shaped ones like Field 10, Field 20, 24, 17. 22 is just a wild shape of field. And 19. We've got a couple of circular fields down the bottom here. We've also got a few really tiny ones. So our variety in field size is actually quite big. I think our biggest field is probably Field 4 at 108. No, actually Field 1 costs more. It's 155,000 for Field 1 as opposed to 108 for Field 4. So these fields are a really, really good price. And if I was looking to move the American Survival Series over to here, I think we could take what we've earned on Stone Valley and very easily get a good slice of farm on here and get ourselves set up. So really, really liking that. On top of that, with the upcoming Platinum Edition DLC, we've got a lot of forestry areas. And again, interesting shapes, interesting setups. I think this is a map that wouldn't just be a replacement. It would be one that would allow us to continue on beyond that as well and do a bit of forestry work on here. I think would be really cool. Lots of different shapes, and we've got some stuff that isn't that expensive. 151,000 for forestry area 10. I do like that the forestry areas are nicely labeled as well. So you've not just got field numbers, you've got forestry numbers, which is such a nice touch on this map. And we've got some forestry areas that are not overly expensive either. So yeah, really, really nice setup on here for all of that. As I was saying before, I think our highest priced field, seems to be the oddly shaped field 22, coming in at 190,000. Still nothing over 200,000, which is brilliant. In fact, 218 for field 2. There we go. It's difficult to tell with some of these fields which is the most expensive one. Field 25 being field 25 being 181,000 versus 108 for field 4 shows that in the map creation that the map creator wants you to get the area around this field, which I really, really like. Cheapest field on this map, I think, is field 33 at just 9,400. I would be amazed if we've got one that is cheaper than that. Under 10,000 for a field is great. And looks like, yeah, you could possibly start from scratch or survival start and start at the bottom end of that map, of this map. In fact, there is another starting farm down the bottom there, and we will go and have a look at that a bit later. So all in all, a really interesting map, really good field prices, and I think just, yeah, I'll say again, really interesting map. So let's go have a look around it. We will jump in our TLX 3500 here and get it into gear. We only need to go about 4th gear to get a good amount on here. And I think, looking at our map layout, I'm going to head off into the forestry area first. It's a really, really interesting area on this map. And one that I think that is well worth exploring a little bit. Lots and lots of stuff. Look at this at the back of here. This is just fantastic attention to detail. This is one of the most gorgeous looking ponds I think I've ever seen. And then it has an entire water pump set up in the middle of it for loading water. What a wonderful attention to detail that is. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I really love this yard. I really love this setup. It's absolutely great. And yeah, so we'll head into the forestry areas here. It's looking, there is a certain amount of foliage under the forest. I think as we get up into it, it gets a little bit more interesting. These are sort of the flatter areas, but as you can see, there are bits up here that give us more interesting areas, more elevation. We've got the sawmill up here, so standard sawmill with the sell point over there, purchase point for the mill itself, and sell point for the wood chips over there. Good little bit of detailing on the ground around here as well. And yeah, I didn't expect to find quite as much as this as there is up in this woodland area. That is quite cool. Looks like we've got a sunken bridge or just a sunken bridge across here, which is a nice touch. and then up into another forestry area. I'm going to try and follow the road round, I think. There is an off-road track in the middle of this forestry area. Wow, we've got trees sort of growing across the road, half fallen. That's a nice touch. And yeah, you can see the green paths that we've got on here are the paths that are around the forest. A good little bit of bushes and variation and decoration around. I'm quite liking that. That is a good, nice attention to detail. It's not just a random setup. And then I'm just going to drive around this. So this is Stan Haggard State Preserve, Oak Hollow's Cold State Park. Dead ends do not enter. No trucks. Heck with that. We're going to have a drive around this. I think this is oh no, this is the footpath. There is an off-road track further up the top. But yeah, for doing some forestry stuff, that's pretty good. I'm liking the trees on this. These are easy to work trees. So that's a nice touch. And then, yeah, camping grounds up the top here. So that's a nice bit of attention to detail. We're going to head back down at the footpath, try and avoid the pedestrians while we're doing it. It's just, yeah, there's a huge amount's gone into the woodland area on this map, and I think if you're looking for something to do that's not just the new map that's coming in, that's not just Silver Run Forest, and looking for something that's going to be a good balance of forestry versus forestry versus arable, this is looking like a nice map with a good bit of detail, a good bit of working around, and yeah, in fact, you can see it's somewhere that's got a bit of atmosphere to the forestry setup. Now there is somewhere around here, yeah, a track to off-road with. And it seems to be around here, but I think, yeah, off-roading area is up here. Again, a nice touch. There's plenty of bikes and things that you can use now to go and do some off-roading and things like that. So that is really cool. And liking that a lot. And yeah, there's your entrance to your off-roading area down here. So you can get one of the dirt bikes or something like that and go around here and have a bit of a run around these bits. So yeah, across. I'm not bringing the truck down here because it's got crossings like this, but yeah, the dirt bike mods and things like that would be awesome to bring around here and just have a play around. Really, really liking it. Really, really nice. It's, oh, I do find myself repeating myself a bit in some of these first looks. But if I'm liking a map, if I'm thinking it's looking awesome, then that's great. Now, what have we got here? I think this is... Now, this is nice. So we've got stone as something that you can do in Farm Sim, in the Platinum Edition and the Platinum Expansion. This is a stone quarry. And you can see here, if you want to come and grab stone and then go and farm stone and do quarrying, it's on this map. And the great thing about it is this map is on console. So if you want to do some quarrying on console, this map lets you do it. That is absolutely fantastic. Right, we've got a few dead ends up this way. Not quite sure where these roads go. Oh, wow. That must be an off-roading track as well. Look at this. Yeah, so this is where you want to bring your dirt bike. Down that. That is brilliant. I need to check on my map. Can we get back this way? No, we're actually going to have to backtrack a little bit. But I love that. I love that you could bring up a dirt bike up this way, or one of the off-roaders or something like that, and get yourself into a place that will that you can just have a play around. So if you feel like having a muck around on your map and on your playthrough and getting a dirt bike or an off-road or something and playing around on that, you can go and do that as well. If we head up here, it looks like, yep, we've got a nice forestry area. So if you want to set up a forestry setup on here and want to create yourself a nice forestry area, this is exactly where you can do it. And talking of off-roading, we have the right piece of kit to head up and over here and see if we can't work our way back. Oh wow, so this is the off-roading track, which isn't marked on the map, interestingly enough. But yeah, look at the detail that comes in with this. That you can come around and you can go off-roading on this mountainside like this. And the fact that it has all of this on here, that is really, really awesome. I'm loving that. Right, if I head around this way, we should be able to cross back around and find the road. Yep, down there. I'm not going to go through the trees there. We're going to come back out here, and then we can get back down onto the map, heading this way through, oh wow, through the off-road track. I was going to try and avoid going over this with this, but this is tall enough and big enough to do this. So, hey, look, I'm testing out the suspension on the TLX 3500. This is why this mod is so cool from 82 Squared Studios. Look at that suspension go. Just absolutely brilliant. Right, so out onto the main road. And if we, again, have a quick look at the map, we're going to head around and go and have a look this way. We have a few bits and pieces out here. And there's a lot of character to this map. There's lots of buildings. There's a nice sized town to it. But it's not the only town. You've got areas like this on here that's built. You've got various roads leading off. You've got quite a coverage on here of various buildings. There's some production chains built in. There's even some of the Elm Creek billboards built in. And I know this because I saw them showing the Vermeer DLC earlier. So that was quite wicked. That was quite cool. The other thing this map has going for it is that the production areas can be bought. Now, this here is not actually a production area. This is a farmyard. So I don't know how much of this is accessible. Looks like, yeah, these are the base game sheds that are unusable. Don't have any interiors, which is unfortunate, but it is a usable farmyard. You've got a hayloft over here, I think. Is that a hayloft? Actually, I don't think even that's usable. So yeah, it's a farm you probably would have to sell off most of it, I think, to make it usable. But it is a yard available on the map that isn't the main yard, and I love to see that. It's great for multiplayer, and it's also great if you are not looking to necessarily go and get the main yard and play the main yard. It works really, really well from that point of view. Right, let's head down this way, and we have what looks to be a yard up here. Now, again, this may be a yard or maybe a sell point. It can be hard to tell. It's only got a fairly large yard. This has a stone. So we've got the stone crusher in here. Does seem to be some sort of industrial area. Oh, yeah. Lots of stone in here as well. So this could all be crushed. We've got the dairy over there, which is what I saw. And yeah, in fact, we are entering into the town now. Over this side of the map. And this is where we've got a lot of production chains. So we've got the dairy, which I've already mentioned. We head out here. And we've also got... Ooh, carefully. What have we got in here? There's so much stone around here. If you want to do a whole load of work with stone and quarrying, then absolutely you can on this map. There's plenty of it about. What have we got in there? That's natural. So that's the oil mill in there. We've got the raisin factory in there. So if you want to do raisins or you want to do grapes on here, you've got that. That's the diner. Wow. There is a lot in this town. Lots of production chains built into the map. Really like to see that. That is absolutely brilliant. Right, we will come back and check out the blue area later. I'm going to just come around the back of here though, because we've got, yeah, still more production chains. We've got the bakery there. Don't think that is a production chain. But yeah, it's a really good use of the American assets from Elm Creek on here. I'm liking that. They're fitting in well, and it makes sense. This bottom corner has the BGA, which is purchasable. The land is purchasable, which is great. So if you want to replace this BGA with one of the ones from the pumps and hoses pack, you can do. You could sell all of that off and then build on that land. What's that? That's livestock. We've got our livestock market in this corner as well. If we pop around here, yeah, we've got Larson's loyal livestock purchase point here, and then we've got a manure purchase point by the looks of it there. And then a sell point for, I'm guessing this must be a sell point for, I don't know, actually. Let's have a quick look. Does this tell me? Oh, that is the animal dealer. So, yeah, it doesn't tell me. I'm guessing that must be, normally that's for things like bales and straw and things like that you can sell down there. Then we head back out around and start finding the fields at the bottom of this map, which are interesting ones because we've got these smaller fields dotted about here that, again, great for a start from scratch. You could buy a whole load of these and just start yourself off very nicely with the little farm down here. We've got the fuel station over there, and then we've got a very large grain sell point over here. So that's very nice. I'm trying to see if there's a label on the outside of it, but there isn't. Then we've got a water area down here with what looks like, yeah, now this I was talking about earlier. This seems to be a second little farm. The one at the corner actually turned out to be the livestock yard. This here, though, does look like another little farm. Another little starter farm, actually. Now let's bring this open. It being a little bit away from the hills, it hasn't got quite as much character as the main farm does, but it is a great little farm with a few little fields around it. I really like this. Yeah, we've got a water tank here, same as the one up at the main farm. Nice touch, and yeah, it comes with its own cluster of little fields. In fact, let's open this gate. We'll take our truck and go through there, because through that side is where our circular fields are. So I just want to go and have a look at those. There's a lot of character and a lot of interesting things about this map. The farms feel like self-contained farms, which is always a good thing. We've got a nice little forestry area with this farm, although, yeah, some of the trees are not easy ones to work. And then we've got the circular fields over here, which I was kind of wondering if there was going to be some sort of irrigation set up on them. But no, it just seems to be an interesting set of circular fields sort of nestled in amongst these trees. And then a nice large field at the end, and the fence has ended, so what we can now do is head out here and go and have a look at But there's a forestry area over to the side there. Again, nicely elevated and nicely pulls up. And then we've got the cereal factory, I think that is, in there. Let's have a look. Not seen any animal pens so far, so it looks like you need to place animals if you want to put them on here. Yeah, this might be Otis. This might be the cereal factory. But yeah, again, nicely placed. It's a fairly flat map, but that doesn't mean it's lacking details. The edges of the map are really well done. I love the way the edge of this map all goes up and all hides where the edge is. It's a really good touch, that. We've then got what looks like another sell point down here. Fresh produce. Ah, the farmer's market. So yeah, this has a sell point over there. And normally... No. Oh yeah, it is that area that is, or is the silos there. That's the normal sell point for this. So again, looking very good. Sell points in front of as well as inside that. Now let's see where we are on the map. We want to cut across, I think, and go through these fields here. Sort of trying to snake my way back to the main farm. You can see for absolutely miles on here. I really like this map. As an American map, it is absolutely gorgeous. And works really well and has so many nice features to it. So many things that I just think would make a good playthrough on here. And something that extends it beyond just, would extend it just beyond a replacement. We'd be looking at having maybe sort of start from scratch level cache, I think, to go on here. Let's go round. No, actually, I want to go back into town, so we'll head this way. I like how the roads work. The roads are a little bit wider. I would expect them to be like that on somewhere where you are going to be using bigger equipment. Having said that, I don't think you need the biggest equipment on here. I think you could easily farm this with some medium-sized kit. I think it'd work fairly well. Bring this round here. So this is the shop over here. Plenty of space for that, and plenty of space to spawn in lots of equipment if you wanted to. So if you came in here with a good amount of money, you would very quickly and very easily be able to spawn it all in and not worry about any of it disappearing. A large sell point, in fact several sell points over that way, so I think that warrants a quick look. I'm trying, yeah, this is the thing with these first looks, trying to drive around and keep things so that we see as much as we can. Sometimes we don't manage to find everything on a map, but we do tend to find most stuff. And yeah, we've just got a sell point in here. So there's one there. And I think we've got a sell point behind me somewhere there. And we've got two sell points over there. And there was something about a sell point around the back here somewhere. Yeah, there's a final sell point around the back there somewhere that I can't quite see where it is. But yeah, that is just great. Lots of variety in the sell points. Always a good thing. Always makes for an interesting playthrough. We want to head back up this way, and we're going to go back up the main driveway and just have a look at the starting equipment, really. Which seems to be fairly decent from what I've seen so far, and is starting in a fairly decent position. So you've got a couple of tractors, you've got a combine, and you've got the equipment to start farming the fields that you're given on New Farmer, which is always a good thing. You can see our combine and tractor over there, and in the shed we've actually got a fairly decent lorry as well. Let's reverse this up. Put this by the main house. And then we can look at exactly what equipment comes with it. So, what have we got? So, a fairly full screen on the owned items, and nothing least. So, tractors, you start off with the Massey Ferguson 8S305. Large tractors, you get a Case Magnum 340 CVX drive. No hours on either of those, so it looks like, well, minimal hours. It looks like you don't actually get them very used. Trucks, you've got the Max Superliner 6x4. For harvesters, you've got the Case Axle Flow 7150. And then for cars, you've got the Pickup 1986 and the Mahindra Retriever. Trailers, you've got two of the Brantner DD24073/2XXL. One of these is configured as a bale trailer. The other is configured as a carting trailer. And you've also got the Wilson Pacesetter 2. Headers, you've got the Case 350 Terraflex 28 foot. Cultivators, you've got the Cockling Vector 570. That's got a width of 5.7 meters. So, yeah, it's looking very much medium equipment setup on here. That is also shown by the Kuhn ES Pro 6000 RC Seeder. Mowers, you've got the Kong Sklid GXT 13005P and GXF 3605P. Animal trailers, well, animal equipment, you've got an Aquatrans 7300S, which is interesting because we don't seem to have any animals set up. Oh, no, we do. We have chickens. Those are the only animals we have. Front loaders, we've got a Quickie Q6M with a bucket on it. Header trailers, we got the Nardi N70-30. Weight, we've got the Agco 650 and a 10 Winkle FGB 600. Belt systems, we've got the conveyor to fill the big Meridian silo, and then we've got the Meridian TL 1239 to empty it. And then finally, under miscellaneous, we've got the Brockman MHAL 4320-35 flatbed trailer. So I think that's a really good amount of equipment. I think for what you start with, for starting with this area here where you've got 3 fields, you've got a decent sized grass field in field 6. 7 and 8 are both, I think they are both crop fields. Yeah, in 8 you start with, looks like, I was going to say it doesn't start with potatoes, surely. Oh, sorghum. So sorghum in 8 and oats in 7. So yeah, decent starting crops across them that you will kind of need that medium equipment for. You can then prepare the fields and replant them with what you've got on here. So yeah, all round good setup. I'm liking that a lot. One last thing I want to check on here is what we've got with the contracts, and a decent spread of contracts on here. Plenty of fertilizing contracts, a baling contract, harvesting contract, and a spraying contract. That's brilliant. Liking that a lot. 47 fields in total, 15 forestry areas, stone mining, which is brilliant. It does recommend that you use the stone line production mod. I think I would echo that. I think go and mine your own stone and make your own lime is such a great idea. It's got yeah, it's also precision farming ready with its own soil map, which is brilliant as well. Yeah, I'm liking this map a lot. It is absolutely cracking, and yeah, I think actually better than our earlier look. This would probably make a better map for us to move the American Survival Series to. So let me know what you think. I actually have fallen in love with this map a little bit, having a look around it. But it is available from the Mods Hub. It is on PC, Mac, PS4, Xbox, PlayStation and Xbox. Go download it. Go give it a try for yourself. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.